Good morning, my name is Jaden Jefferson, and welcome to Toledo News This Morning special Mud Hens opening day coverage. I'm joining you from Hensville, right across from this big, beautiful stadium, Fifth Third Field, where tonight at 4:05 p.m., our Mud Hens are going to be taking on Rochester. It's a big game, and many people are excited, mainly because of those restrictions that are now being lifted, which gives us some normalcy for opening day that we haven't seen in a while. Now, the forecast, that may become a little issue there, but we're hoping that the rain can hold off because this is going to be a very special day. I want to give you a layout of the events that are going to be happening in this area, the entertainment, the food, the drinks. We're going to get to all of that. So let's start with the music. From 2:15 to 3:45 p.m. at Fifth Third Field, DJ Jason Kelly will be livening the mood. And then from 4 to 8 p.m. at Hensville, DJ Andrew Dart will be bringing the party into the night. So you're going to have entertainment options both at Hensville and then also here at Fifth Third Field, where crowds are going to be gathered to watch the Mud Hens take on Rochester's Red Wings. So there's going to be plenty of action, plenty of excitement. I'm now joined by Mud Hens Executive Vice President and General Manager Erik Ibsen to discuss his expectations for what we have going on at opening day. So kind of give people a breakdown of what they can expect.
We're excited. It's really the first traditional opening day we've had since 2019 due to the last couple of crazy years. We expect a packed downtown, a packed Fifth Third Field, and people wait for this day all winter long. A lot of people take the day off of work, come down, get a ticket, watch some of the game, socialize with friends and coworkers, and we're just excited to get through the winter and get another season of Mud Hens baseball at Fifth Third Field started.
People are definitely looking forward to that. And I think that there's a greater sense of normalcy now that we're coming out of the pandemic, and more people are starting to be able to get out without as many COVID-19 concerns and, all of the precautions that were in place during the pandemic. So what impact do you think that will have as far as crowd size?
I think we'll be sold out like we traditionally are. We still have some tickets available, so we're trying to get through those. But I think people do have a pent-up demand to get outside. We had an opening day last year, but it was on a much more smaller scale with many restrictions in place. So I think people are excited. People are normally excited in just a normal year in Northwest Ohio with winter in the rearview mirror. But to not have restrictions, have 150 Mud Hen game season starting on opening day, that's a big deal, and we think people are ready for it.
And we were just talking about this before the interview, but a lot of preparation goes into making sure that everything goes smoothly. People often come to events and they just expect the event, but a lot of work goes into this, and it starts early.
Yes, our staff does a tremendous job. Another wrinkle that we had this year was Winterfest. So 3 months ago we had a hockey rink behind us on the field, so everyone from our event staff to our grounds crew who had to put up a hockey rink, take down a hockey rink, and put all new grass in. Lots of details, cleaning the ballpark, setting things up, selling the tickets and parties. There's a lot of things that go in to get ready for a big day like opening day.
And you just talked about one of those other things that is often overlooked is the grounds crews and the work they put into making sure that, Fifth Third Field is in good shape so that we can have a great Mud Hens opening day. So what have been their preparations?
Theirs have really been to get that field ready, because a month ago, if we were standing here, there wouldn't have been grass on the field. So they had to lay down new sod, put warming blankets on it, do all the preparations to get ready for guys to run around on it all summer long, and they've worked their tails off to get ready for opening day.
What would you say are the biggest challenges that come with getting this event going and getting it right on the road?
I think just it's not a lot of big challenges. It's just the details of a ballpark resting during the winter in Northwest Ohio, and you got a lot of details to clean, put furniture in the right spot, order food, deal with supply chain issues in certain regards, and just get everything ready to meet everybody's expectations when they walk through the gates. It's a lot of little things, not one or two major concerns. It's just a lot of logistics, coordination, and hard work by our front office staff and some of the people that we work with.
So the expectations, they're definitely high, and I know a lot of people are going to be out here come this afternoon. So do you have a prediction yourself?
I think they're going to be really strong. It's a little hard to predict like it is at the major league level when you have established rosters. You're banking on a bunch of guys who are working their way up to the majors. Some have experience at the AAA level, some don't. On paper, everything looks real good. I think the Detroit Tigers have done a great job to replenish their farm system that we're obviously a part of. And I think it's just a matter of hoping that things come together. Over the course of a AAA season, you deal with call-ups and injuries, and the roster that we start with on opening day will look drastically different by June 1st, September 1st. But based upon what you read about the players we have and the great group of guys that we have to start the season, we should be competitive all year long.
And that's a good thing to hear. So, Mud Hens, the kickoff is tonight at 4:05 p.m. It's going to be a very busy evening, a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. You're going to have some music, you're going to have food, you're going to have drinks. It's going to be a great night here in the Glass City. As far as the forecast for tonight's game goes, there is the possibility for showers, but they're expected to exit the area just in time for our Hens to take on Rochester. I'm Jaden Jefferson. I'm Jaden Jefferson. I'm Jaden Jefferson. Welcome back to Toledo News This Morning, special opening day coverage from downtown Toledo. I'm now joined by probably the biggest guest of the show, Toledo Mayor Wade Kapszukiewicz. Thanks for joining me.
I may be the biggest fan, but that's only because I need to lose a little weight. But in both actual size and spirit, you bet. I'm a Mud Hens fan, of course, and today, on a day like today, everyone's a Mud Hens fan. I don't know that there are too many cities that so uniquely identify and connect with their baseball team. Sure, I'm sure people who live in Kansas City love the Royals, and people who live in Seattle love the Mariners. But there's a connection between Toledo and our Mud Hens that's just a little deeper and a little more special. And it's exciting when they come back. And the party that takes place on opening day is probably as close to a civic holiday as we have in town. So everyone's a big fan today, and me included.
Yes, I'm excited to see how this game happens later today, seeing it play out, because we're starting to get more of that normalcy, that COVID's kind of in the rear view mirror. So we're starting to get out there. So what are your expectations for today, and maybe any predictions you have for the game?
Well, I first of all, I agree. I feel just as you do that, last year, of course, there was a season, and, but there were still some restrictions and variants floating around, and I am by no means saying that COVID is officially over, but it does feel like it's in the rearview mirror. And so when this season begins, it kind of feels like we're back to normal finally, and that's a good feeling. It's Mud Hens opening day is always special. Even before COVID, it signals the beginning of spring and the resumption of our love affair with our baseball team that goes back to the 19th century. I mean, that's how long we've identified with this team. But this year it's extra special because I think it also is, maybe the final, hopefully, stake through the heart of COVID. So that's the truest thing that I know opening day represents. In terms of the team itself, the Tigers, who are their, major league team, they have struggled in recent years, and as a result, they've had high draft picks, and they've made trades which have really stocked their farm system to the point where now the Tigers are kind of a dark horse pick to maybe contend for a playoff spot in Major League Baseball. All of this is to say the Mud Hens should have a talented team this year. I mean, there are some of those high draft picks that the Tigers have earned through their poor play in the last couple of years are now knocking on the doorstep of the majors. And so the Mud Hens should have a good team. There will be a lot of future major leaguers, a lot of future Tigers will be playing here this year. So I think that makes it a little extra fun. In terms of record or predictions, I don't know. But I think they're going to have a good team. And I'd like to see them do well. And who knows, maybe both the Tigers and Mud Hens will make the playoffs and go deep into the fall this year.
I know I personally think no one can beat our Midwestern team and our Midwestern spirit here today, for opening day. It's a big deal, and there are going to be a lot of crowds out here. Some of them are going to start early, and then you're going to have more piling in the afternoon into the night. So it's a big economic driver, and we love green here in Toledo. So kind of tell us about what you're expecting as far as the economics of this opening day.
Well, it is, the Mud Hens are a crucially important part of Toledo and downtown Toledo. This is the 20th anniversary of the opening of Fifth Third Field. It was, I think, April 9th, 2002 was the first game. So it's almost 20 years to the day. And There was a skinnier version of me who was sitting in the left field bleachers then. I think I might have had a little more hair also. But I remember they won that game. I think they played Norfolk, if I remember. But 20 years has gone by just like that. But with the 20th anniversary of the opening of Fifth Third Field, there's been a lot of discussion about what it's meant for downtown and its renaissance. And there's no question that this was, if not the first domino that fell, one of the first dominoes, to the point where now, just in the downtown, there's $650 million of projects that have either just finished or are underway. That's an incredible amount of investment that was not happening in any way before this stadium came here. So we do hope that folks, kind of keep it together a little bit and moderate as they, refresh themselves. But just as long as, no one gets too out of hand or, hurts themselves or others, it's okay once a year to kind of have a big tailgate party to kick off a uniquely Toledo thing, which is the Mud Hens.
And that's good advice. Have a good time, do it responsibly, and a lot of memories are going to be made. Some good, some bad. We don't know. We're not going to judge, but you have made some memories yourself here at Fifth Third Field. We were just talking about before the interview, so got to give people an idea of what a young Kapszukiewicz was up to here at Fifth Third Field a few years back.
Well, believe it or not, I am now such a seasoned individual. I won't yet call myself old, but I'm so seasoned that what we're referring to actually didn't happen here. It happened at the old Ned Skeldon Stadium. What Jaden is referring to is in 1991. So what is that, 31 years ago. So I would have been 18, right? I'm not. I hit the big 50 later this year, so I'm 49 right now. So the summer of 1991, when I was 18 years old, believe it or not, I was Muddy the Mud Hen. I wore the costume and jumped up on the dugouts and tried to get rallies going. But that wasn't here. That was 10 years before this place opened. I was out at the old Ned Skeldon Stadium. So I went for a long time as I started to get involved in public office, wondering to myself, is that something I want everyone to know because it's so uniquely Toledo? Or is that something I want nobody to know because it wasn't the most flattering outfit you could wear? And I finally just made the decision, heck with it. There are a few things more Toledo than being able to say that you literally were the Mud Hen. So, yes, for one summer, I stepped in and played the role of Muddy the Mud Hen. And apparently, I was much taller than the previous Mud Hen, who I might have been 6 inches taller. So the season ticket holders noticed that Muddy grew overnight, and so they gave me a hard time. But it's a looking back, it was hot. That costume is not cool on hot August nights, but I'm glad I did. It was kind of a fun experience, and you get to engage with the sport of baseball in a different way. You get to engage with fans and kids. So I had a blast. It's kind of a quirky, unique thing that I've done, but the heck with it. It's hard to be more Toledo than that, and yes, it is true. I have done that. I've been the Mud Hen in the past.
That might be another exclusive in the back. That might be another exclusive. We're going to see what that's about later on. But I will say, though, that is a unique story. So I definitely want to hear your Mud Hens opening day stories, any stories you have. Feel free to share them, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you interact with me. But some exciting stuff is coming in the coming hours, and we're all very excited about it. Mayor Wade Kapszukiewicz, thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, happy to be here. And as always, but particularly important today, go Mud Hens.
Go Mud Hens, and cheer on those mascots because those suits are hot.
Yes, they are.
Like most major celebrations, opening day means that alcohol will be flowing. So if you plan on drinking tonight or tomorrow, do so responsibly and have a designated driver if you'll be at one of the many bars downtown. Coop's is a brand new hot dog joint right here on St. Clair Street. Now, they just opened, so you can only imagine the excitement that they have for opening day and what that could mean for them as far as money, as well as just bringing in a great crowd and having a great environment for those crowds. I'm Jaden Jefferson here in downtown Toledo, and I'm joined by Brad Fields. He is the owner of Coop's here in downtown Toledo. It's a new opening day spot for many people.
Yep.
So kind of give people an idea of what you're offering here.
Well, we're offering Nettie's Famous Chili Dogs, ice cream for the kids and for adults, but we're also offering beer and alcohol, and also a little twist to it. We can make bougie shakes with alcohol.
So there's definitely a unique mixture of pretty much all these wonderful things that people get every opening day. So what are your recommendations for people?
My recommendation is a chili dog, get some chili cheese fries, and try a bougie shake. Probably try, I would say, the Captain Crunch or s'mores.
And what are you expecting? Because it's going to be a very busy day in this part of downtown Toledo tomorrow. So what are your expectations for Coop?
I'm expecting a good crowd, and more of a family atmosphere, hopefully, and we'll probably serve a lot of food and a few beers.
What would you say makes this business unique? Because not many businesses in this area offer what you're offering.
Correct. Unique is there's nothing downtown here with ice cream, really. So that's the biggest thing I've heard from people who live down here, work down here, is, and one where you can grab something quick to eat too.
There's a storied history with the Nettie's franchise here in Toledo, and you're part of that franchise. So kind of give people an idea of that relationship.
Yeah, well, I've owned, my wife and I have owned the Nettie's on Fairing for going on 9 seasons now, so 9 years. And so that when we try to do this, we try to do something similar to Nettie's, kind of change a little twist to it, and also carry the Nettie's chili sauce in here.
And I've got to ask, with the big game happening today, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting, one, a Mud Hens win, and hopefully a good season, and then a good crowd down here.
Any predictions?
No, sorry.
Put you on the spot there. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And Coop's is located right here on South St. Clair Street, right near Fifth Third Field in that proximity. Now that concludes this morning's coverage of Mud Hens opening day. Be sure to stay tuned on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're getting social, as it is going to be an exciting day right here in the Glass City. I'll see you back here later tonight.